Hello there. Today, I want to just give you a golden nugget about something that I find very enlightening and empowering and interesting about a couple that were students of mine about 3 or 4 years ago. They came to one of my live events and they decided to join on board and me as their coach in getting into real estate investing, and they were Jimmy and Patricia. And what happened is they were more interested in rental properties. Okay, they wanted to start with rentals, and so we discussed how to go about it. And their first rental property, they were so successful that I was able to help them through something that they were going to walk away from. And instead, they went through and made a lot of money from that, over 100,000, and they were able to use that as seed money for our properties. With that said, they used a combination of private money to get more properties, plus the profit they made on the first one. But they had mortgages and refinancing and all those things, as a lot of you know, with the Burr method, right? You buy, you rehab, you rent to get the income from the property. They use the income to refinance, and then you repeat. So, what does Burr stands for? So they started that, but that was not something they wanted to do at this point in their life. They didn't want to have a lot of debt, mortgages, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that, right? Yes, rental properties are great, but to have dozens of mortgages that are hanging over your head, and as you get older, to keep track of that and all that goes along, sometimes it might not be the best option for where you are. It's good for growth in the beginning, but to be sustainable, you need to really have a goal that, in a certain amount of years, you want to pay it off. Usually it's 10 years that I suggest. But in their case, they were able to do it in 2 to 3 years. And how did they do that? Well, they then jumped into wholesaling as under my strong suggestion and used the wholesaling machine. And then one of the things I call about wholesaling, I call it my ATM machine. They used wholesaling to pay off their rentals. Now they did some juggling around. They sold some of the rentals, bought some new ones, but regardless, they use to this day wholesaling to pay off their rentals. So they love it both. They go on these shopping sprees, buy a bunch of rentals, then go into more of a wholesaling gear, pay off the rentals, and then buy more. So if you would like to know more the mechanics of how exactly they did that with the breakdown and how they go about it to really calculate this in a timely manner, we do have a retreat coming up here in Fort Lauderdale on May 20th and 21st. And now Jimmy and Patricia have been coaches for a few months now in our group because of their experience and also their personality. You will love them. They're very laid back. They're very much not the salesperson type. So you can see how to be a quieter salesperson, but very determined and very willing to do win-win situations can also make you successful. You don't have to have all these crazy sales skills. But they're going to be live there at the event for both days, and they're going to teach you guys how they did that. Break down how exactly they bought all the rentals and they pay them off with wholesaling and still keep doing it to this day. So if you're interested, just comment here below retreat. Okay, just comment retreat and somebody will reach out to you. We are almost sold out. We're 3 weeks away, but we're almost sold out. I think we have only one type of ticket available. So if you're interested in attending, it's worth coming for. It's worth traveling for. They're going to be there. We're also going to have another student of ours, past student. Her specialty is Airbnb and short-term rentals. She owns over 50 right now, and she's been doing it for only 3 years. So you will see some amazing story, but what's more important is they're actually going to share with you the mechanics of how they're going to do it with no fluff. Okay, so attend the retreat, put a retreat in the comments here, and I hope to see you then. Take care.